go back. 2004 is when the Ford GT hit showroom floors, but that's not where this legend began.
In the early 60s, Henry Ford II wanted a Ford at the 24 Hour of Le Mans. The 24 Hour of Le Mans, as the name suggests, is a race where teams of two people drive a car to its absolute limit for 24 hours straight. Winning this race back then and even today is considered motorsport royalty. Henry heard that a man by the name of Enzo Ferrari was selling his struggling sports car franchise, and Ford undertook an audit to acquire the company. At the end of negotiations, Enzo found a clause in the contract stating that they would not be able to race their cars at the Daytona 500 that year because Ford already had entries in that series. Enzo furiously ended negotiations, left everything on the table, and walked out with his lawyers. Henry had a new goal. Ford was to build a car that would beat Ferrari at the 24 Hour of Le Mans. Partnering with British firm Lola, Ford created the GT40 Mark I. GT standing for Grand Touring, and 40 for how high the roofline sat off the ground, 40 inches. The amalgamation between British and American engineering made for one of the most advanced cars of its day. Now, all of this was to beat Ferrari at the 24 Hour of Le Mans. So when all three GT40 Mark I's didn't finish their first race due to mechanical issues, Ford started to feel the weight of the money and time spent on the project. They decided to reach out and get help from a man who would influence Ford performance for decades to come. A man whose name still graces the nameplates of Ford performance to this day. Carroll Shelby.
My name's Carroll Shelby, and performance is my business.
Carroll took the three cars that didn't finish and he tinkered with them. He fixed aero issues, he fixed engine inputs. He worked the whole car over and presented the GT40 Mark II. In 1965, it won Daytona 2000, and it also came first in the prototype class for the 12 Hours of Sebring. Unfortunately, for the remainder of that year, they were unable to secure a victory. After millions of dollars and countless hours spent on the GT program, Ford was finally ready to beat Ferrari at the 24 Hour Le Mans in 1966. And that is exactly what they did. In 1966, Ford won the 24 Hour of Le Mans with a 1-2-3 finish. The cars crossed in a triangle formation, beating Ferrari and everybody else. That win, and the many more to come from the years after, solidified the GT40 as one of the greatest cars ever made. I think it's safe to say that our family here at Cam Clark Ford is honored and proud to have an opportunity to take part in Ford's heritage with the 2019 GT.